Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am happy to be here with you again today and bring you another really cool video. So I have been using this entire mega suite that is in the mini catalog. It's actually the one that's on the cover. It's on page 30, 31, 32, and 33. So the suite is a collection of 2 bundles. So those are the 2 bundles. It has ribbon. It has festive pearls, aren't they pretty cool? Glimmer paper, festive foiled paper, and Lights Aglow Specialty Designer Series paper. And I'm using the Specialty Designer Series paper today. I'm also going to be using a really cool gold shimmer ribbon that we have. I'm going to use the pearls. I'm going to use 2 of the bundles. So it's such a great Christmas suite. So if you're looking to get something to do your Christmas cards, I highly recommend this. You get fantastic words, amazing labels, really beautiful magical lights, and the best dies. So such a great suite. The paper is phenomenal. And so we're doing this card today. Just want to show you the foil in that paper and how gorgeous it shimmers. And then these are the little festive pearls. This is the gold shimmer ribbon that we're going to be using today. So let's go ahead and get started. This is a pretty basic card. Oh, I forgot to show you the inside. So there's the inside. I did some classic black. I think that looks great with the outside, don't you? So we're going to start with a piece of very vanilla thick, and it is 8.5 by 5.5 inches, and I scored it at 4 1/4 down the center, and we are going to go ahead and join our corners and go ahead and burnish it into place. Okay, so we have a few dies. I'm going to explain them as I use them for you guys. So this die right here, it just does, like it cuts the little holes out. And so this right here is the die that I've used on this piece of basic black, which is 4 by 5 1/4. So I laid it down. And you see how it cut all those really cool holes out of there? So when you place it on your paper, you can see the paper through it. And isn't that just beautiful? It just looks like shimmery lights. And so I wanted to add some more shimmer on this side. So I have a piece of Designer Series paper that's 3 inches by 5 1/4. So that's going to get laid right here. And that is going to be the other side. Now on the seam, I wanted to put a ribbon, so I did. Now you can attach these together and not have your ribbon on the inside, like I have here, and it can be behind your piece. I'm going to do that this time just to show you the difference, but you don't have to do that. Then from the other die set, I die cut this gorgeous vanilla snowflake out of this die right here. Isn't it beautiful? And then the circle die from this die set, look at how beautiful that is. And so that was cut from here. And then that is what's going to get laid onto our snowflake, and we're going to put our sentiment on there. So let's go ahead and get started now that I've explained everything. The piece for the snowflake is about 3 by 3 inches, I would guess. And this is probably about 1 3/4 by 1 3/4. And I think I used about 15 inches of ribbon. So let's go ahead and get started. We are going to have a good time putting this little card together. So what I want to do is I want to make sure that when I glue this down, that it's right along this edge here. So let me get my mat. And I'm going to put adhesive on the back of the Designer Series paper. And we're going to glue that onto that piece of basic black that is the 4 by 5 1/4. So we're just gonna wiggle some on here. You can see even the back is gorgeous. This paper is phenomenal, and if you don't want to use it just for Christmas, you don't have to, because the backs of the papers are not foiled and they're different patterns. So you can use this paper even after Christmas. So whatever's left over, you can use that up. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach this designer series paper onto the edge without the dots, and just make sure that it is attached nice all the way around. So now we're gonna go ahead and tie our ribbon, and it's gonna be around this piece, and then we can attach that onto the card, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm gonna bring that under here, and that way it won't be on the inside of the card. I just wanted to show you two ways to do it. I don't mind the ribbon on the inside. I think it looks pretty, but I wanted to show you that if you didn't want it to show, you didn't have to. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie this, and then I'll slide it into place. I always just tie my pieces, and then I figure out my placement of where the bow looks the best. So that's what we're gonna do again today. I'm just kind of holding it down and making that loop here so I can tuck this piece through it. And it's just a basic knot. I'm holding it down with my finger there, and then I'm just pulling that. Ooh, it's a little loose. I'm gonna open my knot a little bit. I think I lifted my finger up too quickly. I'm gonna open my knot a little bit and make it tighter. So let's hold that piece down. Gotta get my finger in there. Okay, sorry guys. It always happens, you know, when you're filming. If I wasn't filming, it would have turned out perfect. But when you're filming, that's what happens, but that's okay. Real life crafting, I don't mind showing you what happens. I by no means am perfect. I make mistakes all the time. Okay, so there's my ribbon now. Much better. And I'm gonna slide it into place. I want it higher, so I'm just gonna kind of bring it up here where I want it to live. Okay, and then we're gonna make sure that the knot is kind of pivoted, just like that. That my ribbon looks how I want it to look. That looks pretty awesome. Okay. I'm gonna put a glue dot behind the knot, and so those come on a roll, and I like to use my take your pick tool to pull them off when I'm putting them behind ribbon. So I'm just gonna slide that under the knot and place it on my paper, and then I'm just gonna press that to it, and that will hold it nice and taut in place. And now we're gonna go ahead and attach this layer onto our card, and then we'll trim that off, okay? So let's go ahead, and we're gonna put adhesive on this side. Now, you have to be a little careful because you don't want the adhesive to go through the holes. So we're gonna put a real thin line on this side. I'm just gonna kind of barely put it on there and just rub it into place. Swipe it down as I deposit the adhesive. And then I will probably erase some of it because some is gonna ooze. It's a very thin piece, but it's not a problem. So there's that. We're gonna put some, there's a little wider edge here, but I'm still just kind of rubbing it into place. And then we're gonna go ahead and attach it on this solid area, just normal, like we would on any piece. And then I'm actually gonna run a line on the back of the ribbon so that it will also stick to the card. All right, so let's go ahead and pick that up. And we are going to put it onto our card. And it's gonna have a little border all the way around. So just make sure that that's even. And it is. That looks pretty awesome. All right. So I'm just going to press that into place. I'm going to push down my ribbon in the back. And then here is where I want to push the lightest, because remember, I don't want it to squeeze through those holes. I'm just going to use a light touch. And then let's go ahead and trim the ribbon. I'm going to grab my ribbon scissors. I'm going to trim this one in this direction and this one in this direction. Whoops, I cut that one a little shorter than this one, so let's shorten this one to match. Okay. There we go. So there's our beautiful gold shimmer ribbon. All right, so now we're going to do our snowflake. And this piece is going to be embossed with some gold embossing. So that's going to be fun. But let's go ahead and attach our snowflake down into place. So I'm going to grab my dimensionals, and I really like using dimensionals. I don't know if you guys like to use them, but I've gotten some feedback from people that they do use a lot also, and they feel like things need to be really secured down. I do as well. So I apologize if I'm over dimensionalizing for you, but it's just what I have to do for myself. I'm just not happy with my card if any of it bows or drops down, and I want it to be, you know, a raised up section. So I just tend to add a few extras. So there it is around that. And then I'm going to use my large dimensionals. I'm just going to put 3 in the middle here, like that. Okay, so that's going to give it a nice base. And we'll pull the backs off. I mean, this is probably the worst part about using a lot of dimensionals, is pulling the backs off of them. But as long as you take your pick tool, it's actually quite quick to remove them, I think. And you can get quite a few of them at a time. Oh, I just ripped that. It's stuck to my finger, so that's one of the downsides. We can see if it will work. If not, I'll cut another one. We'll see how it's going to look, and if it looks horrible, we'll cut another snowflake. But I think it'll be fine. All right, let's go ahead and figure out how I want this to be. I think I want it to be this way. So if I hide that one underneath that ribbon piece, I think that we should be fine. Let's see. Just going to attach that into place so that it does not look torn. There we go. Perfect. No one will be the wiser. I'm going to put a dab of adhesive right on that edge and get that to adhere. And there we go. All right, and then like I said, the ribbon will be covering it because this ribbon kind of lays over that section, so it'll be fine. So let's go ahead and do our embossing. And if you tear yours and you don't like how that looks, I think mine is looking just fine. You can't tell. I'm holding it down and grabbing that adhesive, letting it set there. You can always just cut a new die cut. It's a very quick process, and it's only paper, guys. Only paper. So let's go ahead and emboss this. So I'm going to move my mat out of the way. And what I'm going to be using is this stamp that says All is Merry and Bright. And I'm going to use my Versamark ink. So I'm going to ink up my stamp in this Versamark ink, which is a watermark ink, and it's very sticky. And so we're going to stamp that down in the center of our circle here. And when I pull this off, you're going to be able to see like a watermark with the words there. Okay. So this I'm going to have to clean in a minute, but not right this second. This is where I keep my powder. So this is my gold embossing powder. And I'm actually going to hold on to it with my tweezers. And I'm going to, well, if I can grab a hold of it with my tweezers, I'm going to slide it over the top. I'm going to do this side. like to give it a little flick like that. And then I come in with a brush, and if there's any like excess powder anywhere, I like to use my brush to wipe away, you know, any flecking. But because there's so much beautiful glitter on this paper and foiling, a little bit of stray embossing powder won't be an issue. So I'm going to cover this up and make sure I have none on my surface. And then I'm going to hold down with the end of my brush here. I have my heat gun, so close your ears if you don't want to hear. But I'm going to get it nice and warm first before I place it down onto my surface. It does take a second to heat up. And so once I do this, hopefully I'm not in the camera because I really want you guys to see the beautiful brightness that this embossing powder does as it melts. It's really a beautiful thing to see. So I'm going to move that. I'm going to move my finger. Whoops. I'm going to try that gun. I'm going to move it to this side and just make sure that where I had it, I got good coverage, that the powder is nice and melted. I'll bring it up to the camera so you guys can see. So there is my gold embossing. And then this is gonna get 3 dimensionals, and I have to clean that. Don't let me forget, guys. So I'm gonna put 3 dimensionals on the back of this little circle. Put my brush away. We're cleaning up my stamp here. And we'll be doing some more stamping on the inside in a second. We're going to do that in the basic black. Let's grab our take your pick tool and pull these off. All right. So here is all is merry and bright. Make sure it's nice and centered here. That looks amazing. Beautiful. You can't even tell it's torn, can you? Yeah, you can't be afraid, you know? It's like, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. It's a handmade card. And like I said, it's only paper, so it's not anything major. So let's go ahead and stamp the inside of our card. So we're going to use Memento Black, Tuxedo Black. And I'm going to start with the words. I'm going to make sure they're nice and inked. Tap it a few times, make sure that we have good coverage. And then this is going to go right in the center here. It says, peace of the season. May the peace of the season light your world, and may your new year be the brightest. Look at how gorgeous that is. Beautiful. Now we're going to add a few snowflakes on the inside. I'll show you the first card. So see how I just added a few little snowflakes. So I'm going to go ahead and do one in this corner here, one in this corner here of the large, and then I'm going to do one of each. One's a little cluster, and then one is like a little star bright. Here it is. So I'm going to put that one there. And then this other one is a little cluster of sparkles. Isn't it cute? So I'll put this one right here. And then it ties in the snowflake on the front and the black. And I just love the black against the gold. I think it's gorgeous. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Did you like the ribbon on the inside, or did you like it hidden? See, this one you can't see it. It's only on the front. Which way did you like it better? So the last step is we're going to put these little gems on here. And so these are the festive pearls. The green and red adhesive back pearls. Festive pearls is the other name for them. You can use the gold. And of course, I'm going to grab my take your pick tool because it is always my product of choice. Let's put one over here. maybe right here. That looks awesome. Love that. Just an extra little bit of sparkle in the gold. I think this card is a very unusual colors, but I think it totally works. It's very classy. Quite an elegant Christmas card. I hope you guys like it. So if you are interested in any of the products, you can click the links below in the description. I have all the products linked to my online store. And if you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. Please let me know what you think. Give me a thumbs up, share my video, or save my video. That helps YouTube know you like my content, and that will help me by not even making a purchase, but it helps me by you sharing my video. That is a great way to help my small business as well. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this project. I will see you guys next time. Tomorrow I will have a live, so if you're around at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Tuesday, I do a live, and I would love to have you there. So definitely show up if you are interested in watching me craft live, and I can answer your questions. Check out this gorgeous suite of products, and I appreciate having you guys with me on my channel. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!